Now, the first movie I'm really looking forward to coming out this month is Y2K, and it's an A24 film. It is directed by Kyle Mooney, and this one stars Rachel Zegler and Jaden Martell, who you might remember from films like It. This one I'm really looking forward to. It looks like a really fun retelling of the events of the year 1999 leading into 2000, when everyone was afraid what's going to happen to our technology when the clock strikes midnight on January 1st, except it does a twist to it. Well, at least it looks like it does from the trailer, where things take a very negative turn and technology kind of takes over. So it looks like a very fun take of that night when everybody's stressed out about what's going to happen. You know, are the banks going to collapse? Is society going to crumble? Is everything going to turn off or reset? And it just looks like a blast. So I cannot wait to watch this one. This one comes out December 6th, and I'm really looking forward to it because it just looks like a great time, and A24 doesn't put out garbage typically, and with it being a December release with this kind of theming, I'm very excited for this one. Now, the next one I'm really looking forward to actually comes out on Christmas Day, and it is called Babygirl. This movie looks pretty great. It stars Nicole Kidman, who always does an amazing job. And the plot summary says, a high-powered CEO puts her career and family on the line when she begins a torrid affair with a much younger intern. So I've seen the trailer for this one. It looks like it's very well shot and well directed, and Nicole Kidman always crushes it. So I'm expecting a lot from this film. It does release on Christmas Day, so I don't know if that will be the film that I go see Christmas Day, but it does look good nonetheless, so I am excited to see that one as well. Now, speaking of films that release on Christmas Day, probably my most anticipated film has got to be Nosferatu. This one is directed by Robert Eggers, who I must admit I haven't always been the biggest fan of. Some of his stuff is just a little too slow-paced for me, not my vibe, but I know a lot of people like his work. For me, it's not always a hit, but I have a good feeling about this one. The plot summary for Nosferatu is a gothic tale of obsession between a haunted young woman and the terrifying vampire infatuated with her, causing untold horror in its wake. Bill Skarsgård plays Nosferatu, which, if you've seen It before, you know what an incredible job he does in that type of role, so I'm extremely excited to see him in this. The production design looks absolutely stunning from all the trailers and clips that I've seen online. So again, this is one that I'm very much looking forward to. Horror is one of my favorite genres, and this film looks like it's not going to disappoint. So I'm hoping that someone gets an Oscar nomination finally for a horror film of some type, but I'm very much looking forward to Nosferatu. Another film that comes out on Christmas Day that I've actually already seen but I haven't posted my review about yet is called Better Man. And this movie is a dramatization of the true story of Robbie Williams, one of the boy band members of the band Take That, which was a popular British boy band in the late 90s. The way this story is crafted and told is pretty outstanding because he is played by a CGI ape, essentially. So it's very unique, and I think it's one that you should check out. I'll have my review on that soon, but I just want to put it on your radar. That one also comes out on Christmas Day. And I've got another film for you that also releases, guess when? Christmas Day. And this one's called The Fire Inside. Now, I've seen this trailer a couple of times. This one is the story of Clarissa T-Rex Shields, a boxer from Flint, Michigan, who trained to become the first woman in her country's history to win an Olympic gold medal in the sport. Now, I love a good underdog sports movie for whatever reason. It's one of my favorite genres outside of horror, so I already know I'm going to vibe with this one. But I think the performances here in the trailer stand out, especially that of Brian Tyree Henry and the lead Ryan Destiny. So I think as long as those two nail those performances throughout the film, this one is really going to speak to me. So I'm very excited for it, and that's what I'm looking forward to on Christmas Day. Now, one that is releasing a little before Christmas on December 13th is going to be September 5. So this movie tells the true story of the 1972 Munich Olympics, when an American broadcasting team is thrust from covering sports into reporting dramatic hostage situation. The plot summary goes on to say a young producer unexpectedly leading the live broadcast faces difficult decision as time runs out. Rumors spread and the hostages' lives hang in the balance. And I've heard that the effects of this event have actually affected live broadcast of news in the future going forward. But I'm really excited to see this one. It is a historical thriller. It kind of reminds me of Argo or something like that, which I really enjoyed. I thought the acting and the story was incredible. So I know whenever they tend to pick historical events to make films from, The action in the story is going to be thrilling enough to keep the audience involved and entertained, and that's what I'm looking forward to the most. So I'm very excited to hear the story of September 5. I almost forgot one more Christmas Day release, and that is the Bob Dylan biopic, A Complete Unknown. I'm very much looking forward to seeing that one here in a couple of weeks. And this one is directed by James Mangold, who did Girl Interrupted, among other things. The plot summary for this one reads, A Complete Unknown follows 19-year-old Minnesota musician Bob Dylan's meteoric rise as a folk singer to concert halls and the top of the charts, his songs and mystique becoming a worldwide sensation, culminating in his groundbreaking electric rock and roll performance at the Newport Folk Festival in 1965. So Timothée Chalamet plays Bob Dylan in this role, and I think he's an outstanding actor. The visuals, from what I've seen, look pretty great for this movie, and I'm just excited to hear this story. I'm not as familiar with his whole rise to fame, so I'm interested to hear all about this. So these are my most anticipated films probably through the end of the year. Now there's some coming early next year that I'm very much looking forward to as well, such as The Brutalist. I'm sure I've missed some movies in here. I just thought this would be a good idea to get out now that we're at the beginning of December, and just to start thinking of things to maybe see over the holidays with your family or on your own. I hope that you enjoy those recommendations. If you've got any that I missed, definitely leave them down in the comments below. Subscribe to see my reviews of these movies because I am seeing them a little bit earlier, and I will get them out to you before you go to the theaters so you can determine if this is going to be a good fit for you or not. And with all that being said, this has been Mike's Movie Review. Please subscribe for more, and I hope you have a great day.